Muse Music Store and Mahaska County Conservation Board presents Eveland Access Summerfest Music by the River 2024. June 1st from noon to 10 p.m. featuring 8 musical artists with live music, activities like bingo, sand volleyball, and cornhole, food, and much, much more. It's a free event at the Eveland Access Campgrounds at 2890 Galveston Avenue, Oskaloosa. Bring a friend and have a lot of fun at the Eveland Access Summerfest 2024 Music by the River, June 1st from noon to 10 at the Eveland Access Campgrounds.
You've inherited farmland. Now what? Determine how you own it and your options for keeping it or selling it on Successful Farming Radio.
Successful Farming Radio, providing information farmers need in the field, in the shop, and in the office. Committed to growing your business in agriculture.
When you protect your corn and soy crops with Miravis Neal fungicide, you'll start seeing a lot more than just cleaner and greener fields. You'll get longer-lasting disease control, better plant health benefits, less plant stress, higher potential yield, and increased ROI potential. Ask your Syngenta retailer about Miravis Neo and start seeing more green in your fields, on your yield monitor, and in your wallet. Always read and follow label instructions.
Interact with Successful Farming on social media. Like us on Facebook at Successful Farming USA and follow us on X at Successful Farm for tips, ideas, timely news, and information from our editors. Find us on Instagram at successful_farming and love the latest photo or video. And take a look behind the scenes with our editors on TikTok at successful_farming.
If you inherit farm ground, there are a lot of decisions to make. Will you keep it and farm it yourself? Keep it and let the current tenants continue to farm? Keep it and have somebody else farm it? Or do you sell it? Another question that must be answered is, how do you own the land? Is it yours outright, joint ownership with brothers and sisters, or through a partnership? Ellen Van Nalik is a succession and transition extension educator at the University of Nebraska. He says the decision will also have tax consequences, so consult with a tax attorney and accountant to understand the most up-to-date legal and tax implications of your inheritance.
Generally, when parents pass away, it goes to the next generation and they'll get the increase in basis, which means you wouldn't have a capital gains issue if you sell it now. If you choose to keep it and let's say the value goes up because land tends to increase in value over a period of time, your basis becomes whatever it is at the time of your parents' passing, and then 10, 15, 20 years later it's worth more, then you'll have to pay the capital gains on the difference if you decide to sell it.
He says when siblings or other family members are included in the land inheritance, don't assume everybody will be happy and feel like they were treated fairly. Have a conversation with them on how the decisions made could affect your relationship going forward.
Those things, in my view, should be discussed before we start discussing what's going to happen to that farm ground. And then we start having a conversation with those family members saying, okay, what's your objective? And you find out everybody's goal. You find out what everybody thinks ought to happen. Then you just kind of work out that whole negotiation from there as far as whether you're going to keep it or whether you're going to sell.
I'm Jody Henke. Learn more about land inheritance decisions at agriculture.com.